or was it Thursday? Happy February. Also,
February.
It is Wednesday, but it is February.
Oh my goodness, it's all just discombobulated. But welcome to Tula TV with Taylor and Caroline today.
Hello.
We have tons of new arrivals coming in. It's February. We're getting ready to go to market in like a week or two. So we thought we would do a New York Travel Capsule for you guys today, which is kind of fun and exciting. Caroline used to live there.
I'm actually going next week. So
yeah, you're going next week. We're about to leave for market week, so we thought this was the perfect opportunity to do a little travel capsule for you guys and kind of talk through some tips and tricks for packing. I think you guys always really love that. For those of you who may be new with us, we kind of use our 15-piece wardrobe checklist to kind of guide us as we're packing. I pull that out when I'm packing or helping style somebody or helping someone else pack. So that's always a good tool to use. And then we were also talking about the Tibby color wheel, which we're gonna bust out and talk through. And all of us have that all of us have it on our phones, and I use this and reference it on a daily basis, but especially when I'm packing. So we thought we would kind of talk through that stuff with you guys. We're watching on Instagram if you have questions while we're live and you want us to answer anything about sizing, styling, packing, traveling.
Yeah, anything really.
Anything, let us know.
Yeah, I feel like I travel a lot, and it's really nice to have inspiration on what and how to pack, because it can be daunting.
Me too.
So we very much, Taylor's going to talk through the Tibby color wheel, but color was kind of a grounding piece of that. And then also you'll hear us talk about how we're leveraging different pieces as tools that we can style throughout our entire trip, from travel to going out to dinner. So it's kind of the ethos we have in terms of packing. And then, I don't know if you mentioned this, but carry-on. We always do carry-on.
Yeah, we bring a carry-on.
So everything has to work hard and be intentional.
Yes, intentional is a good word. Definitely. So I was just reading one of the articles that Amy from Tibby put out regarding packing with color in mind, and we haven't really talked about that, but I think the color wheel is such a good tool that I pull out when I'm packing for that reason. And she kind of went through and did based on city what colors you should have in the majority of your suitcase. And so I looked up the one for New York, and it was the majority of your colors for New York should be in the ring 1 and 2, so your neutrals, which makes a lot of sense. And we go more into depth into this color wheel, but this is ring 1 and this is ring 2. So it kind of lives here, and then you can pull in ring 3 or ring 4 as an accent, but the majority of what you pack should be in the neutrals, which totally makes sense, and we do that all the time anyways. But she was just saying that when you're traveling, color is such an important thing to keep in mind as well, because it really does affect and change the vibe of your look. And you can have a suitcase full of things that you feel good in, but if it doesn't feel good in the environment that you're traveling to, it can throw the whole vibe of your trip off. So really kind of keeping that in mind. And she was saying, based on her experience, this is kind of the color combinations that make the most sense in these different cities. So we're gonna kind of keep that in mind as we're going through. I think having a color palette that works with each other as well lends to the pieces that you mix and match, and you can create several different looks, because we are bringing carry-ons. We do travel days, we do appointment days where we're working and kind of walking through the city all day long, and then we kind of go straight into dinner. So Caroline and I are each going to talk through our travel outfit, a daytime showroom appointment look, and a dinner look for you guys. Do you want to start with yours?
Sure, yeah. So, travel. First off, do not like traveling in a denim. That's just something I do not like to do. Probably no one does. So I grounded this look in these amazing Tibby snap pants. I also travel a lot in Tibby active knit, or Taylor's going to talk through another option, a trouser, but all key, are all very key that they are loose, comfortable, but also stylish. You want to feel still like yourself. So I grounded my look in this pant. And the white is fun. I feel like it's really fresh, it's interesting. I'm also traveling without my children, so it's risk-free.
And the material's easy to clean.
The material's easy to clean. It just feels easy and fun. And I was telling Taylor that normally I'm an all-black girl, but for this trip I was feeling inspired by the warmer weather. Hopefully that will hold up in New York, and so I really went with more whites grays and browns, all still within that ring 2 neutral, and so they all kind of work together, but it's just a little bit more experimental for me, I would say. So the grounding, like I said, are these pants, super comfortable, cool, but easy. And then layering is key for me, probably for all of us on airplanes. So I run hot, I run cold, can depend on the minute. So wanted to make sure I layered, and then it's also a great way to quote unquote pack additional pieces. This is another pro tip I got from Amy at Tippy, is like wear numerous pieces on the plane, that way you don't have to try to shove them in your bag. So that's also what inspired this look. My base layer here is a long sleeve rib knit velvet tee. I like the long sleeve for a plane just because it's extra warmth, and then if it is really hot, I can kind of take everything off and just be in that long sleeve tee. I also like a more defined silhouette right up against these pants because they are a bit, looser and a bit more oversized. So I think that creates a nice waistline. And then next on my layering stack here, I have a blue and white striped Frank and Eileen. This is just, again, kind of like an easy throw-on piece. It adds a little interest to this look, but most importantly, I then have it for New York. It's a great throw-on. I can wear it kind of at any point if I feel like I need another option or don't want to wear what I had intended on wearing. So it's just a great additional piece to have in my ensemble. And then same with this sweater. So this is a Color Rush cashmere sweater. I've worn it as a scarf, I guess, to get on the plane, but I can actually put it on if I'm cold. So I'll take off my jacket when I'm sitting down, can put this on, can shove it in my carry-on or in my tote.
You can tie the button down around your waist and put the sweater on.
Exactly. Yeah. So this just gives me some extra versatility and really doesn't add any bulk to my packing. And then this Tibi Leather Moto bomber is amazing. It's brown, which I'm sure you can see, but it's like a really rich chocolate brown. And this is really what I built my full packing capsule around. This piece I will wear every day. I'm packing in a carry-on. I'm not going to bring numerous coats. So this really needs to be able to work for all of the looks. I like that it can be dressed up, it can be dressed down, zipped up. The leather is warm without being too hot. So this is really a great piece to have throughout my journey. And then two other things I want to point out for my travel outfit. I never leave home on a travel day without my crossbody Ina beads. Just creates really a lot of ease throughout the airport. I usually do a digital boarding pass. I'm not fishing for my phone. I can just grab it and scan. I'm also usually texting while I'm rolling my suitcase, so it's really easy to do that with the beads. And then a hat, I always throw this in as well. I may not wear it going there, I may, but definitely on the way home, I most likely will have dirty hair. So I like to have a hat as optional. And then I was telling Taylor, if it happens to be raining or cold in the city, it's nice just to have a hat as an option. I think that is it. Oh, and then sneakers. Kind of goes without saying, but comfortable option and easy to walk in.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, you're up.
Hello, I've missed you all. Let me set this down and I'll talk you guys through my travel look. I tend to always go with a black silk pant or a black trouser when I'm traveling. And the reason that I do this instead of going for a sweatpant or a legging is one, it's more my style, but two, especially when you're going to New York, I think that having a pant that's comfortable but you can also dress up is extremely important. So I like the versatility that these offer. And I just feel really chic and elevated and comfortable without, it feels not fussy to me, and it just, I don't know, feels really cool. So I go with a monochromatic situation for my travel look. I have on a black tank top. I'm going to talk through my favorite tank tops and why, and it's definitely important to bring those when you're traveling. Definitely a lot of these pieces are my wardrobe staples. They're pieces that do the work for me. They're pieces that I know I can mix and match, and you'll hear Kate say this a lot when she's packing for a trip. She doesn't really bring outfits or kind of style things beforehand. She brings all of her pieces that she knows work together, and then she kind of does an outfit or puts things together the day of. And sometimes your mood just changes. Sometimes, what you were planning on wearing doesn't really translate. So again, having pieces that really work for you instead of against you. So I think a black silk pant or a black trouser is one of those pieces for me. These are the Comb C silk pants in an extra large. They're sitting like low and loose. Honestly, even better for being on the airplane. And then I have on a black tank top. This is a black Anina Bing cashmere crew neck sweater that I can wear if I'm cold, or earlier I had it tied around my neck, similar to how Caroline was styling hers. If I am warm in the airplane, I can always like take this off, tie it around my waist, throw it around my neck, use it as a pillow in the airplane. I always opt for bringing like a cashmere sweater instead of a scarf because it's more multifunctional because you can actually throw it on. And then I'm wearing my coat in the airport as well instead of packing it in my suitcase. And the coat that I'm bringing to New York is this Tibby Liam blazer in wool. And I like it because it can be both a coat and a blazer. It's big enough that I can wear a cashmere sweater underneath it, and it just like has a really cool silhouette. So this is what I'm bringing out to my coat. And what I love about it, this is navy, so it also like adds just like a little bit of dimension and a little bit of texture to a monochromatic look. It can almost read as black, but it's a really
kind of, depending on the light, reads as black.
It can almost read as black, but it's a really dark navy, which I think is way cooler than all black. And I love the texture here. So here's the sweater just thrown around my shoulders. And then I also love that this jacket can act as a blazer as well, and it's got the little button on the side here. So that if I needed to go straight from the airport to dinner, I could kind of wear this as a top and throw on, I would change out of my sneakers, and I'd throw this little Rachel Comey mule on. These are the shoes that I'm bringing. And then and maybe like slick my hair back, or I don't know, do like some earrings or something.
Honestly, even just as I feel like it's cool.
Yeah, thanks. And then this is like my dinner outfit as well. So
you could even pop off that t-shirt.
Yeah, I could take off the tank top, and this can just kind of be my top for the day. But love all of these pieces for a travel look. And then I also do bring, I know Caroline already mentioned this, but I also always bring a baseball cap. We just got in new ones from Anina Bing. They always go really quick, so if you want
really
one,
cool.
grab one. Yeah, I have several of these in my wardrobe. Again, if you have a no makeup or a bad hair day, I think a baseball cap is like a saving grace for me. It just like makes me feel cool and off duty. It's also a good piece to like tone something down. So if you feel like, if I feel like I'm wearing the silk pants and they feel a little dressy to me, I think the baseball cap adds that sporty element and just tones it down a little bit. More of like a casual vibe for running around the airport.
And also sometimes, especially like when you're traveling with a group that like is like your family, I feel like you know what your family's wearing before they leave the house, but sometimes with a group, someone can be, maybe the other two, me and Kate, may be really casual, and so you're like, okay, I just want to throw this on because I'm feeling too dressed up.
Yes, it helps. It's an easy tool that you can throw in your carry-on bag or your tote, and then it just helps. It helps style it down if you need to. Sometimes you just want that. So this would be the travel pieces, and I'm going to throw on a daytime look and let Caroline talk through her next.
Perfect. So I am now on to appointments. Smile Taylor is changing. But versatility is key, as we kind of both highlighted, but especially during the day, because we are going to be on our feet the entire day. We'll be in a variety of different environments. It's always hot on the subway. It can be really hot in restaurants, but then it can be really kind of breezy and chilly when we're walking on the street, and there is a fair amount of that we will do. So we really need to have the versatility built into our ensemble, and then also kind of that layering element as well. So the other thing when putting together what I like to wear specifically in New York is like there's so much going on in the city, so many noises, so many people, so many, activities, that it's really nice to kind of keep it very simple and neutral, grounded in the outfits that we choose. So that's what I did here. So grounded this outfit with these Icon V jeans. I think Taylor is actually going to wear them as well. They're new in. They're the classic V style, but in a really fun kind of acid or light wash color. I just feel like they feel very modern. They feel cool. They feel fresh. They feel almost model off duty. We just threw them on and you instantly look, pretty put together and intentional. So I started with these. And then I layered on this soft goat brown cashmere. I liked the monochrome with the sweater, or excuse me, with the jacket. I feel like this, looks very elevated, but still cool. And I layered a tee. This is the velvet short sleeve tee, just so you can have that peak of white. This is probably, once we're in the meetings, what I would actually be wearing, but I did want to show you how I would also wear this sweater that I wore on the plane as well. This is the same Color Rush crew neck cashmere sweater that Taylor had as well. The gray is just a really nice color that really can accent any capsule, but I like this as a scarf for walking outside for those moments where it's freezing. I also like that I can style it a bit differently. I can tie it around my waist if I want to add a little edge that way. And then I also wanted to point out I could do the same depending, like let's say I thought it was going to be pretty chilly on the appointment day and it ends up being a little bit warmer. I could also layer in this and wear this button-up shirt under this sweater and then kind of treat the brown cashmere as that additional layering piece. So it gives me some options to kind of make real-time decisions based on the weather. The other thing I added in this outfit was a belt. This is the De Palma belt in brown. It's fun because it's a very dark brown, so it can almost read a little bit black. It just adds a little bit of polish to an otherwise fairly casual outfit. And then I selected a mule. They look sophisticated, they look nice, gives me a very put together look while still being very comfortable. Obviously we're on our feet all day long, so need that comfortability. Comfortability, is that a word?
Yeah, I think so.
Element.
I think it's a word.
Cool, all right. On to Taylor.
I'm going to talk through all of my elements here.
Yeah, we're kind of like same thing,
Same
different ways.
Yeah, yep. I was going to talk through some of my favorite travel pieces. Again, I tend to throw in my wardrobe staples into my carry-on, and then I know that I can create lots of different looks from them. One of my wardrobe staples that I want to give a shout out to is the Anina Bing Eva tank. I have this. I personally own this in 3 colors. We've got a lot of really good tank top options, and I like to talk through this one because I just want to tell you guys why I love it so much. I love that it has a high neck. It makes it feel like it has a point of view. It does cut in right here, so if you are wearing a bra with this, you want to do something that's strapless or racer back. But it's a very thick cotton, and it kind of sucks you in, so I feel very supported. And I love the high neckline. It makes it really easy for layering under sweaters, which is my plan for styling today, so that you still see that popping out of a sweater, but it still feels very sleek underneath and not bulky. I love them because they are thick. They don't stretch out. I have some tank tops that kind of stretch as you wear them. These ones don't stretch out. They're very firm and sturdy cotton, and they feel elevated because of that. They feel a little bit more refined and a little bit dressier, and I think they just have a point of view. I personally love how they look on me. For someone who's not such a fan of the high neck, I would suggest the Velvet Cruise tanks, which I think Caroline is modeling today.
I'll show you in a second.
Yeah, I'm actually going right here. I'll show you. We have these in several different colors as well. These ones have more stretch to them. They're not going to be as tight throughout
Part
the
of my
body.
next look, but I will model it here.
Yeah. So they're just different. It's a little bit different neckline. I don't like how this neckline looks on me personally, so I like the high neckline and the cut in.
I think we're kind of the opposite. I
Yeah.
prefer the velvet.
Yes.
I also like to wear a bra, so
Yeah.
I can kind of tuck my bra.
So whatever works for you, having some good basics that you're going to
Yeah.
bring. We also have this tank top in 3 different colors, and it's got some really good stretch,
Yeah.
so it's
I
super
feel like it can
comfortable.
serve the same purpose,
Yeah.
just slightly different.
Still feels
cut for
refined.
preference.
Yeah, you can kind of see how it cuts in. But I personally love the Eva tanks. They're my favorite. I've got all 3 colors in my wardrobe.
Well, maybe I need to. I expand into the Anita Bates
I don't know what it
These are
is.
a ton. I mean, I love these.
Yeah, I don't love how those look on me as much as I love how this one does. So it's just
I'll be back. I'm going to finish getting dressed.
A really good pair of jeans. These are the Icon Denim Via jeans. I think we're working on getting these online. But I love, they're just like a really classic, like wide leg, relaxed jean. And then I'm also wearing a De Palma belt. Caroline had on the thinner one. This is the thicker one. If you guys are new with us, we style this belt all the time. This is like our tried and true belt brand. They give a vintage feel, so it just feels like a little worn in. It still adds refinement, but it doesn't feel too polished, and I just like that combination. It kind of gives like a nod to like a Western feeling belt without being too literal, and we just really love these. They're handmade in LA. They're a great quality belt. This is black, but it kind of reads black or brown, so it's also like tried and true great belt. And then what I can do a couple different things here. Depending, again, depending on the weather. We're also like running around the city, and sometimes you want to de-layer. Like it's cold when you leave the hotel, but you're like sweating and like running around the city, so you kind of want to take layers off. So I want to make sure that like if I do de-layer, is that a word?
Yeah.
that it still looks refined and put together. So I can throw on this Tibby Liam blazer and wear it just like this. And again, like I think simple is better in New York. We're going showroom to showroom, and I don't like to like obsess or overthink about what I'm wearing. I really just like to wear what I'm comfortable in and what I feel good in, and I can like get in, do my job.
Yeah, I think like the no fuss, especially when regardless of the type of day you're having, whether it's showroom appointments, you're going to museums, you have work meetings, it's like you just want something that you can wear and be comfortable and not fuss with and like have to be adjusting your pants or your arm.
Exactly. So this would be that for me. And then if it was cold, I would bring this sweater with me. Caroline had this, just knock your notes down. Caroline had this tied around her neck, but I'm going to throw it on. I can also tie it around my neck.
Yeah, and I think especially during like winter and the shoulder seasons of spring and summer, or spring and fall, it's really nice, or really critical rather, when traveling to have the options because the weather can change on a dime.
This is the Color Rush. This is a new Color Rush sweater for us. It's a little bit more oversized. This is the size small that I'm wearing, so it's meant to be oversized, and I love the heather gray. Just like tucked into the belt. Again, feels like casual and not too dressy, but still refined enough to be in appointments. And then I also have a mule on. I'm wearing those black Rachel Comey mules. Really easy and comfortable to walk in. If I needed to, I could like wear my sneakers and keep these in my tote bag, and then when we get to an appointment, swap them out if I don't want to walk in them all day, but they're pretty comfortable.
Yeah, I find them pretty comfortable.
And easy to walk in. And then I can throw this on with my sweater. Again, I can do the sweater around my neck or around my waist or throw it in my bag.
And one other thing, because I know Taylor talked about the fact she always travels with a button down as well, like that would be another kind of flexible piece with this look. She could tie that around her waist. You could wear it open, kind of depending on
I'll give a little shout out while you're talking about it. I'm not styling this today or showing it in an outfit, but a white button down. This is the Frank and Eileen Shirley, so this one specifically is my like security blanket. I will always throw this into my suitcase when I'm traveling, no matter where I'm going, to be honest. But especially in New York, I think this is like a crisp white button down. And if I am having one of those days where you're tired and you're like cranky or you're not feeling great, this is my like saving grace. So throwing this on completely tucked into my jeans and then doing a slicked back bun with, I was going to mention this too, this is a big giant velvet scrunchie from Jennifer Behr that I'm also always throwing in my bag. But like that with a slicked back bun and like really nice like clean makeup and like a good perfume changes my mood instantly, and I feel elevated. Like it's simple, it's my like no-brainer.
You also could wear it like home on the plane with your black silk pants.
Yeah, there's so many options. So this is my
Yeah.
always going in the suitcase with me. Okay, I'm gonna change the vibe up of what I would do heading to dinner. This is like my daytime look, and then I'm gonna do my dinner look.
Yeah, perfect.
Here.
Yeah, so I'm doing my dinner look. Like I said, I tried to push the boundaries a little bit of what I would maybe normally pack. I feel like my normal go-to in New York is a black blazer, maybe with like a black tank or white tank underneath, but wanted to go a little more casual and chic, and fell in love when I was looking at all pieces of style with this Tibby metallic mesh easy tee. Take off this jacket. It's really pretty. It's like, it sits really nicely, and you can't, I'm not sure if you can totally see on the live, but it's metallic, so it actually feels pretty elevated and appropriate for night. And I styled it over the cruise gray tank, the one I had just shown you. You can wear this with just like a bra or bralette, but I kind of liked the look. It felt a little more street style or model off duty, wearing it with a tank underneath, and pretty effortless. Like, I just threw this on, and love the layering of a bunch of gold necklaces on top of the silver. I feel like it just is a fun metallic moment. And then I kept the same jeans on. These V jeans, like I said, are great. Love the light color. I feel like very modern and fresh. It adds to the outfit without really making it the hero, so to speak. And then I kept my same shoes on, and then of course it's super cool. This top and outfit totally works with my one go-to jacket. And if it is chilly, I can of course zip and, you know, do this up for the evening when I'm outside. And then one other thing actually, as I was changing, I had this realization that I could have also styled this metallic shirt with these snap pants. I think that would make a really kind of cool, very effortless outfit. The snaps are silver and do have more of a casual vibe, but paired with the proper, in this case, this metallic easy tee, I think it could really create an elevated, really fun look. So this would be, I guess, another variation that maybe I would have come up with on the fly.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Somebody was just asking about sizing on these belts. They come small, medium, large. I am a 28, 29 in denim, and I was wearing the medium.
Yeah, I wear the medium also.
Yeah, like 28, 29 in denim.
Same size.
Size medium, so if that is helpful for anybody.
And I would say the medium works on like a lower rise, even to a higher rise.
Yeah, it's like the perfect
Yeah.
one. And there's plenty of room to get like other holes stamped in here if you need it.
I actually have that like hole punch thing from
Yeah.
Amazon.
Yeah.
It's like a,
Yeah, I bet that would work.
it
for
works
this.
well.
But the medium is great if you're a 28, 29 in denim.
Yeah, I was wearing a DePaul belt earlier in the medium as well.
Yeah.
That one.
Okay, dinner look. I'm keeping the same jeans on. I honestly love a jean dinner look. It's probably one of my go-tos unless I'm really feeling like I want to elevate it or I'm tired of wearing my jeans, but it's usually my go-to. And then we're wearing the same jeans.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah? Yeah. Love. We can share a suitcase.
Yeah. We can share our items.
We can share suitcase. And then I threw on this silky tuxedo button down from Tibby. This is the size small. And what I did is I buttoned it all the way up to the top here and left it unbuttoned on the bottom. I like showing a little bit of skin here. And so that's just like my personal preference. You could button it all the way if you wanted to. And I
think it looks cool like that. It's
yeah,
like,
I like the sheerness, and it just lays like a little bit of skin. And then I am also grabbing my
your
lean
jacket.
blazer. This is such a good piece because it works for work, dinner, and play. Like, it works for all of the above. Like, I can wear it with every single outfit. But I would probably just like throw it on over the shoulders. I feel like that's a better like kind of dinner look.
Yep.
And then I'm grabbing my, normally during the day I've got like a big tote bag with a bunch of stuff in it, so dinner is nice to have like a smaller handbag option. I personally own this in brown, but this is the Anina Bing Mini Ellie bag in black, and this is like, it's so simple. It has like that like 90s minimalism vibe to it, and I love bringing something like this because it works as like a little like evening bag slash clutch. I was gonna say I could also do the silk pants I could do the black silk pant with the white tuxedo shirt, and that's more of like a play on like a tuxedo, and that would also be a really cool different look for me. If I didn't want to do it with jeans, just again depending on where you're going, what the vibe is.
Also, sometimes plans change. Like you pack for something, and then maybe you score a reservation at some place that's a little bit more upscale and you want to be dressed up.
So it just kind of depends. But I love this because it's a take on a white button down, and it feels a little bit more elevated and just kind of like, it's got a little sheerness to it. It's got a little bit of interest to it, but it still feels like something I could also dress up for the date. Like I could wear this as a daytime look with the blazer as well.
Easy is key.
Or under a sweater.
The other thing I wanted to point out, I forgot to highlight this earlier, but I always travel with, as Taylor said, like a big tote. But then I tend to, instead of bringing a smaller bag, bring like a pouch. It can serve to hold stuff in my larger bag on the travel days or days where we're running around the city, and then I can just pop it out in the evening. And it just has kind of a very effortless feel. It doesn't have a lot of bulk. It's just really easy to add in.
The color here is great too, because again, it's using that like ring-free ish
really
color as a pop.
Burgundy.
Yeah.
So yeah, I feel like the bags we didn't talk a ton about today, but those are really important.
Yeah, little accessories. Make a huge difference. I think that's everything. Yeah, kind of like tips are, I think, keeping in mind the color palette that feels appropriate for the city that you're going to, and then bringing pieces that really feel appropriate for your personal style. Those are like the two tips that like you marry them together and you're golden. So hopefully that's helpful for you guys. That's kind of how we pull out our 15-piece checklist to help us pack, and the Tibby color wheel. Those are like two great resources and tools. Hopefully this gives you some inspiration for packing for your next trip. You can come meet us in New York.
Yeah.
In a week or two.
Stop in the store.
Yeah, keep an eye on our stories. We'll be doing some like behind the scenes stuff. Give a little sneak peek. We're looking at some new brands that we're really excited about, so stay tuned and let us know if you guys need anything. Thanks for joining.
Bye. Thanks.
Bye.